Like the way, with open hands and voices raised, we lift our thanks, our song of praise. Thankful hearts lifted high for the blessings in our lives. In every smile, in every prayer, we feel the love that's everywhere. Thankful hearts we sing as one, for all we have, for all that's come. Far, the gifts we hold, who we are. Thankful hearts in harmony on this day and all we see.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a holiday that many of us cherish, Thanksgiving. But how much do we really know about its origins and how it became the turkey-filled celebration we have today? Let's peel back the layers of history and uncover the true story of Thanksgiving in America. Most of us picture the first Thanksgiving as a peaceful feast between Pilgrims and Native Americans in 1621. And while a harvest celebration did happen in Plymouth, Massachusetts, the story is far more complex. The Pilgrims, having survived a brutal first year with the help of the Wampanoag tribe, held a 3-day feast. The Wampanoag, led by their sachem Massasoit, were crucial allies, teaching the settlers how to cultivate the land. This event, however, wasn't initially called Thanksgiving, nor was it the start of an annual tradition. It was a one-time celebration of survival and a successful harvest. So, how did this single event evolve? Well, days of Thanksgiving were common in colonial America, but they were typically religious observances declared for various reasons, like a military victory or the end of a drought. They were solemn, prayer-filled days, not necessarily centered around a large meal. The idea of a harvest festival, similar to what the Pilgrims had, also had roots in European traditions. Over time, these two concepts, the solemn religious day of thanks and the joyous harvest feast, began to merge. The role of Native Americans in this story is often romanticized and simplified. For the Wampanoag, the alliance with the English settlers was a strategic move in a politically complex landscape. However, the initial cooperation unfortunately gave way to conflict, disease, and the displacement of native peoples across the continent. For many Native Americans today, Thanksgiving is a day of mourning, a reminder of the devastating impact of colonization on their ancestors and culture. It's a vital part of the story that we must acknowledge to understand the holiday's full context. Throughout the colonial period, different colonies and later states celebrated their own Thanksgiving days at different times. There was no single unified date. The menu also varied greatly. While wild fowl was likely on the table at the 1621 feast, turkey wasn't guaranteed to be the star. Venison, fish, and local vegetables like corn and squash were staples. The Thanksgiving meal we know today was shaped over centuries. So when did Thanksgiving become a national holiday? We have a persistent magazine editor named Sarah Josepha Hale to thank for that. For decades, she campaigned for a national day of Thanksgiving, writing letters to presidents and editorials in popular magazines. She envisioned it as a day to unify the country. Finally, in 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln took her advice. He declared the last Thursday in November as a national day of thanksgiving and praise. He hoped it would help heal a deeply divided nation, a day for all Americans to reflect on their blessings, even in a time of immense hardship. From that point on, Thanksgiving, as we know it, began to take shape. Modern traditions like football games started in the late 19th century. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began in 1924. And that iconic turkey? It was cemented as the centerpiece partly thanks to Hale's promotion of a New England-style Thanksgiving and partly due to its size, perfect for feeding a large family gathering. Of course, America is a melting pot, and as different cultures have made this country their home, they've added their own unique flavors to the Thanksgiving table. You might find tamales alongside the turkey in a Mexican-American household, or spring rolls next to the stuffing in a Vietnamese-American family's spread. This beautiful fusion shows how the holiday continues to evolve, reflecting the diverse fabric of the nation. It's no longer just a New England tradition, but an American one, celebrated in countless ways. And let's not forget the holiday's huge economic impact. Think about it. The travel industry sees one of its busiest weeks. Supermarkets sell millions of turkeys, cranberries, and pumpkins. And then there's Black Friday, the massive shopping event that officially kicks off the Christmas retail season. Thanksgiving is a major engine for the economy, driving billions of dollars in sales and travel every single year. Finally, at its heart, Thanksgiving in contemporary society is about family and connection. It can be a wonderful time for reunions, for sharing gratitude, and for creating lasting memories. But let's be real, it can also be a source of stress. Navigating family dynamics, travel logistics, and the pressure to create a perfect holiday can be challenging. Yet, year after year, millions of people make the journey home, reinforcing the idea that this holiday, at its core, is about coming together and giving thanks for the people in our lives. So, from a single harvest meal in 1621 to a complex nationwide celebration, the history of Thanksgiving is a fascinating reflection of America's own story. A story of gratitude, conflict, unity, and change. It's a holiday with a layered past that continues to be redefined by each new generation. What are some of your family's unique Thanksgiving traditions? I'd love to read about them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next video.
Oh, we're grateful for this day, for love that guides along the way, for family, friends, for peace we share, in each moment you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. With the holiday season just around the corner, I thought it would be the perfect time to take a deep dive into one of America's most cherished traditions, Thanksgiving. So, grab a warm drink, get cozy, and let's talk turkey. First off, what exactly is Thanksgiving? At its heart, Thanksgiving is a day dedicated to gratitude. It's a time for family and friends to gather, share a special meal, and reflect on the blessings of the past year. While it's a huge cultural event today, its roots go way back, telling a story of survival, community, and coming together. So how did this all begin? The most famous Thanksgiving story takes us back to 1621 in Plymouth, which is now in Massachusetts. A group of English settlers, who we often call the Pilgrims, had a really tough first year in the New World. The winter was harsh, and many didn't survive. But with the help of the native Wampanoag people, particularly a man named Squanto, they learned to cultivate corn, catch fish, and survive in their new environment. After a successful harvest in the autumn of 1621, Governor William Bradford organized a celebratory feast and invited the Wampanoag. This three-day festival is widely considered the first Thanksgiving. It was a moment of peace and shared gratitude between two very different cultures. Now, you might be wondering, when do we actually celebrate it? Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November each year, but this date wasn't always set in stone. For a long time, Thanksgiving was celebrated on various days, often declared by state governors. It wasn't until much later that it became the fixed national holiday we know today. So, how did Thanksgiving become an official national holiday? We have a remarkable woman named Sarah Josepha Hale to thank for that. She was a writer and editor who campaigned tirelessly for decades to make Thanksgiving a unified national holiday. She believed it would help bring the country together. Finally, in 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation declaring the last Thursday of November as a national day of Thanksgiving. He hoped it would be a day to heal the nation's wounds and give thanks. Later, in 1941, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a bill officially making the fourth Thursday in November the permanent date. Let's move on to the fun part, the celebrations. For most Americans, Thanksgiving is all about food, family, and football. The centerpiece of the day is a massive feast. Families gather, often traveling long distances, to share this meal. Besides the food, another huge tradition is watching American football. The NFL has been playing games on Thanksgiving Day since its early years, and for many households the game is as much a part of the day as the turkey. Another beloved tradition is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. Millions of people watch it on TV, marveling at the giant balloons, elaborate floats, and marching bands. It's the unofficial kickoff to the Christmas season. And in recent years, the day after Thanksgiving, known as Black Friday, has become the biggest shopping day of the year, though many now prefer to just relax and enjoy the long weekend with loved ones. Now for the big question, why do we eat turkey on Thanksgiving? While there's no definitive proof that turkey was on the menu at the 1621 feast, historians think they more likely ate venison, goose, and seafood. Turkey has become the undeniable star of the show. One theory is that wild turkeys were plentiful in the region and large enough to feed a big group. Alexander Hamilton once remarked that no citizen of the U.S. shall refrain from turkey on Thanksgiving Day. The bird's popularity grew throughout the 19th century, and by the time Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday, turkey was already firmly established as the go-to main course. Each year, millions of turkeys are prepared across the country, whether roasted, fried, or smoked. Of course, Thanksgiving is about so much more than just turkey. The side dishes are just as iconic. What are some of these traditional foods? First, there's stuffing, or dressing, which is a bread-based mixture often cooked inside the turkey or separately. Then you have mashed potatoes and gravy, a classic comfort food duo. Cranberry sauce, either homemade or from a can, adds a sweet and tart flavor that cuts through the richness of the meal. Sweet potato casserole, often topped with marshmallows or pecans, is another sweet and savory favorite. For vegetables, you'll often find green bean casserole or roasted Brussels sprouts. And for dessert, you absolutely have to have pie. Pumpkin pie is the quintessential choice, but apple pie and pecan pie are also incredibly popular. It's a meal designed for comfort, abundance, and sharing. So, from a humble harvest festival in 1621 to a nationwide celebration of gratitude, Thanksgiving has woven itself into the fabric of American culture. It's a day to pause, look around at the people we love, and be thankful for all that we have, big and small. It's a reminder of the importance of community, generosity, and hope. What are some of your favorite Thanksgiving traditions or foods? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear how you celebrate. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Have a wonderful and grateful day, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like